What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to something new. It's judge hearings or court hearings. Today, this was like a day ago. So a sheriff shoots judge murder case hearing preview. I'm going to give a shout out to one of the subscribers, Pat, actually, for giving suggestions. Now, if you guys like this type of content, and if you guys want me to do more reactions to court hearings and whatnot, don't forget to drop a like in the comment section of which judge you want me to react to, and we'll get that done. All right, thank you for all the love and support. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Don't forget to hit that sub button, and let's shoot for 10 likes in the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, take care of yourself, take care of each other. One love. Certified. All right, let's get it.
Running down a judge inside the judge's chambers is heading back to court. All eyes will be on Kentucky tomorrow when Sean Steins will return to court for a preliminary hearing.
Now, he's accused of killing or shooting to death District Judge Kevin Mullins inside of his chambers in Letcher County Courthouse on September 19th. This is the 911 dispatch of that shooting.
My bad, chat.
362 needs to be right to Letcher County Courthouse. That shot's fired.
Now, wait, what? I didn't hear anything.
Steins pleaded not guilty during his first arraignment. The judge also addressed Steins' claims of indigency and needing a court-appointed attorney.
Do you believe you'll be able to obtain counsel to represent you on these charges within those 10 days?
I hope so. It's kind of hard, where I'm at, have contact with people I need to.
I don't believe you do at this time qualify as for public assistance due to the fact that you aren't indigent. However, based on the circumstances of this case and the fact that we do need to have a preliminary hearing within 10 days, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you for the limited purpose of assisting you at your preliminary hearing. If and when this case does proceed to circuit court.
Let me just say, this guy's a sheriff. Did this guy think he was like above the law or something? Did he think he can get away with it? He's like, oh, I have friends in law enforcement. I got friends. Ain't nobody above the law, bro. Just because you got friends, I mean, there is crooked cops out there, but geez, bro, this is wild.
The circuit court may require you to hire your own counsel. Do you understand that, Mr. Steins?
Yes, sir.
All right. As of today, Steins has a new defense team. Jeremy and Kerry Bartley will now represent him. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear called for Steins to resign by the end of the day last Friday. And if he didn't, Beshear said that he would begin the process of removing him.
And that's
why would they even give him a chance to freaking... Why would they think it's okay to give him a chance to resign? Just fire the dude. Is she doing okay today? Yeah, she is. You can ask her, she's in chat. But really, though, why would you give this guy an option to resign? Just fire him. So that and don't give him an opportunity to get a job anywhere else in the United States as a law enforcement officer. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
seemed to work. Today, Steins submitted his resignation letter. His attorney said in part, Mr. Steins has made the difficult decision to effect his retirement as of September 30th of 2024. This decision is made not as a result of any ultimatum or in any way as a concession to any allegations made by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Rather, Sheriff Steins has made this decision to allow for his successor to continue to protect his beloved constituents while he addresses the legal process ahead of him.
Bullshit. Bull freaking shit. He didn't even write this. His legal team, his defense team wrote this for him. I mean, not this part, because this one was written, yeah, by his defense attorney. Saying rather, Sheriff Steins has made this decision to allow for a successor to continue to protect his beloved constituents while he addresses the legal process ahead of him. Bro, guilty.
And the news of the shooting left residents and those closest to the judge in disbelief.
Many of you are aware of the close personal relationship I had with Judge Mullins. You may know, for example, that we, for many years, were married to a pair of sisters, that his daughters are my nieces, and that my two oldest kids are his niece and nephew.
Damn.
We were for many years on opposite sides of the courtroom from each other. He was the assistant Commonwealth's attorney when I was the public defender. We had fierce litigation. I respected him. We fought hard for our respective sides in court, and tried cases against each other before he was the judge, and never had a disagreement outside of that courtroom. We have always got along. I always thought he was hilarious. I always thought he was very witty. He was fun to be around outside of court.
Hey, he does look like a witty guy. Look at him. Look at him. I don't know if that's a smile or if it's just like a kind of face, you know what I mean?
And as a brother-in-law, I will never forget how kind he was to my children. It seemed that he had maybe endless patience for kids. He found them entertaining. He loved them. He was kind to them. He would do anything for them. And everything that I'm going to talk about today is in the context of somebody that I will always appreciate and respect for how he treated my children personally.
Damn,
and
this sucks.
how he was as a father to his beautiful daughters.
We're very tight-knit. It's sad all the way around. I think everybody's kind of mourning in their own way.
It seems like everybody knew the two.
Who the hell is this?
involved.
Very well. We have one of the only restaurants downtown, and they frequent often, and were very good to us, both of them, so no negativity from my end.
What was your reaction when you heard the news last week?
Very shocked. Very shocked.
Now, officials still haven't come up with any motive for the shooting, but witnesses say the two men had lunch together the day of the incident and had apparently.
I'm sorry, but Judge Mullins' picture though, it just brightens up the mood. And then this Steins dude, he looks like a murderer, like a low key murderer. I'm law enforcement. I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever the hell I want around here. This town is parts my town here. You know what I'm trying to say?
Apparently gotten into some kind of argument.
In a separate legal matter, Steins is being sued by a woman who accused him of failing to properly train a deputy who sexually assaulted her. Her attorney spoke with Court TV about just that.
When the shooting occurred, my first thought was, did this have anything to do with the allegations? There's been some public media reporting that apparently Sheriff Steins made some sort of cryptic comment that this may have had something to do with his wife or daughter. I don't know. But one wonders, 3 days after we took this deposition, which the allegations are, from our perspective, serious, and, in fairness to the defendants, they deny the allegations. 3 days later, you have this astonishing event. Have we ever had a sheriff before kill a judge in the courthouse?
Joe, Matt.
This sounds like a John Grisham thing.
We will take you live to Kentucky in our next hour.
All right, joining us to discuss is criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Marie Peretta. Marie, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us and being in studio with us. Always a pleasure to have you. Let me begin by the letter by the sheriff removing himself or stepping down. I thought it was pretty magnanimous in light of the fact that he shot someone. I'm surprised he even was allowed to keep that job, or
that's what I'm saying.
Been allowed to keep.
Exactly. Would have been allowed. Like, they actually gave him an option to resign. Given, like, after he said all that, he said that if he doesn't choose to resign, we're going to force him to resign. Like, why even give him an option? Makes no freaking sense.
Keep that job.
Listen, we have a lot of people who have even been convicted of felonies who are running for very important jobs. So I want to say that maybe there's a process and they had to give him notice. But the way his attorneys crafted the letter, he's basically maintaining his innocence. And he's saying, I'm stepping down, not because I'm afraid of anything or I did anything wrong. I intend to really fight these charges to the fullest extent of the law, and I'm considered an innocent man. That's what all the in-between lines of that brief 2-sentence letter said. I'm innocent.
But the reality in this case is that I don't think there's any.
Guys, I want you guys to drop in the comment section below or even in chat if right now, in this very moment in time, do you think this guy is guilty or innocent? We don't know. We'll follow these proceedings until the very end to figure out if he's guilty or not. But right now, my personal opinion, he's guilty. He's guilty until proven innocent.
Any contesting, he's the one that shot the judge. It's not who did it, it's the why, what transpired. We don't know any of that yet. But is it a hard defense to say, I'm innocent, when you're the only one with the judge in chambers and you shot him?
Yeah,
We don't know,
now that's
because
crazy.
he could come out and say that the judge went and grabbed for his gun after they were having an argument. Clearly, there was some salaciousness going on, and one person didn't want the other person to say something. And I do believe that it's connected to the deposition because of the proximity and the time of the deposition to the time of this murder. So we don't know what his defense is going to be. Not every homicide is without a defense. He could say, I was defending myself. We have to wait until that prelim to see, who's going to show their hand first. But he is presumed innocent, even though, you know what? It looks like you said, who else did it? It was only the two of y'all in there. But maybe there's some reason for him to think he's innocent.
Marie, let me ask you, his new attorneys came out and said that, the defendant has a stellar reputation, which I think we've heard about leading up to this time, that he had done a good job in the community, didn't really have any issues in his past, and he deserves a vigorous defense. Will it be helpful to him that he does, in fact, have a stellar, or what appears to be a stellar reputation?
Absolutely, because they're going to try to show that this was an aberration for him. So either way you look at it, even if he's going to come up with some crazy self-defense defense or heat of passion defense, the fact that the person has no history of criminality in his entire world does work in his favor, for sure.
It does. It does.
Well, that's
it
what's
does.
kind of
It
wild.
definitely
We know
does.
he was well respected.
Guilty
no
in your
history,
opinion?
according to most. And then you hear like that
But he
interview
gets
with
off?
the brother-in-law. The judge
Yeah,
described
true,
as
true.
hilarious, witty, kind to the children, kind to his daughters. So you have two people that so far the descriptions we've heard are good pillar community members, and yet we have this shooting.
That's why it makes me think that it was something shocking, and I want to say it was related to this thing that was going on with the person who pled guilty and who's now being sued civilly and dragging Steins into it. I think it has something to do with it. It has to, because of the swiftness of the murder, the violence, the unpredictability of it. There was something going on that we didn't know about. This case is going to be salacious, a bombshell.
Yeah, because
this is definitely going to go on for a while.
Allegations about the use of his office.
Do you have closed
I don't
captions
think
on,
it's
or
a
is it
coincidence,
my
Marie,
YouTube?
that
It's
his office was
mine.
chosen, right? There's a lot of ways to go about doing that. We've heard of
turned it
other
off.
deputies doing that, asking for favors, et cetera, et cetera.
This country
from
went to the
women who
shitter
are
when they
or even
took
men,
the
I
10
guess,
Commandments out of
at
school,
some
yeah.
point. But they chose his office, a judge's office,
I agree
to
with
do
you.
this. You've got to think that there's a lot more behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
There had to be maybe some complicity. And again, we don't know. We're only speculating. It's our job to be legal.
Which is true. We're only going off of what we're hearing right now. We don't know the full story. We don't know his defense. But at the same time, there's only two people in there. One came out alive, and we don't know what happened. So until he's guilty, until proven innocent, so until we know the facts, you know what I mean? Okay, because I'm trying to take them off and it's saying it's unavailable. My bad. This has been some bad stuff happening recently. You're not wrong. And this is like the most recent case that I found on YouTube. This was like a day ago. Or at least it was posted on YouTube a day ago. So
Legal analyst, but something is going on here. And I believe that
Facts.
somehow maybe the judge was involved or threatened to say something, but I believe there was some conspiracy, complicity, and somebody didn't want to get outed. And that's what happened in there.
Are you surprised that the motive hasn't come out yet? Because while we don't know it, while we haven't heard of one, you know
Israel
they
got
have
bombed by Iran.
something
Yeah,
in
I saw
mind
that
based on
too.
the beginning of the investigation.
I think, you know, this is a very important case. This has never happened before. So the prosecutors don't want to show their hand. They want to make sure that they conduct a thorough investigation so that
they
when
better.
they come up with something, it makes sense and it adds all the dots, because it's a direct case, but it is a circumstantial case when you try to piece together the motive.
Yeah. And I bet you all the people involved in this want to keep quiet. They have nothing to gain by stepping out of this, because I can't believe that it was contained to just 3 guys.
I agree.
There's got to be some other people involved. But one thing I do want to say before we have to take a break here is when they were going through this idea of whether he was indigent or not, or was eligible to get a criminal representation, a public defender, he talked about the fact that he has the salary, which is going to be gone now, but he does have a home. He has some real property. I want people to understand, Marie, when you get charged with a crime, you know, this is what happens. You've got to, anything you own goes into defending yourself, and you could pretty much end up losing it all trying to defend your innocence, defend, you know, your situation.
Shit costs a lot.
Absolutely. Not only do you lose your job, you lose your income, you most likely are going to lose your wife, okay? There's going to be a divorce situation. I promise you his wife is not going to be like, I'm standing by my man no matter what. Something's about to go
You never
down.
know.
You're going to hear his wife divorce him. Kaput.
I don't know. I disagree. I think if it's for altruistic reasons, she may stand by him. We don't know yet what his defense is, but I just wonder if there's not
And she almost fucked up her words. She's like, we don't know yet.
more to the story that we just haven't heard.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right.
We are going to follow this proceeding because it's interesting, and I want to know, and I'm sure you guys want to know. So don't forget to drop a like, hit that sub button, have notifications on, and we'll get to the bottom of this. You and I will get to the bottom of this. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. One love, certified out.